All right, guys, what's up? To watch this video here for what are we? Friday, July 10th. Today was my first day back after taking a few days off trading. Some really nice calls in the chamber. I had a weird day. I had a really weird day because a couple things happened. One, TradeStation showed a position that I knew I didn't have anymore, or I didn't think I did. It was still in my account, which was freaking me out, right? And every time I tried to sell it, it would say order rejected because I didn't have the shares, but still showed the position. That doesn't usually happen with them, so that freaked me out a little bit. And then a little while later, completely lost power to my house and my backup power supply failed, which I don't think ever happened. So it's probably time for a new one of those. So two bizarre events on my first day back. Yeah, it's welcome back to trading, right? A couple highlights real quick. Showing you the SPY, kind of a wide range before closing well off of its lows though. But I got to share a few highlights. MRNA, let's go to 5-minute candles. Wayne called this long through 62.50 right here. 2-day high break, right? There's yesterday's high, today's high, break of the half idea. And notice again, it's one of those entries that never looks back. You're just green right away. Great call by Wayne, 62.50. Went to 65.35. He also called a second mouse, sort of, a second mouse with an asterisk through 14 right here. Second mouse because it had several trips through, but those of you who have taken our course understand why he called it that way. Still, right there through 14, again, never looked back and ended up going up past 15. And by the way, in after hours is trading at 16.39. Had a feeling it might be one of those where they have to cover more in after hours. But another nice call by Wayne. JMIA, a third nice call by Wayne. And I'm sure there were others that I forgot to write down, but he called it, here's the open. These are 5-minute candles. Called it right here through this 770 here. Okay, as it was coming back up, knowing we had the high of day and yesterday's high as two potential catalysts just above. This was for my overnight list because of the strong move yesterday. Look at that entry. Another one really doesn't look back and made a nice move. 770 idea went to 894. And then there was one more that was a huge one. ALT was on the watch list. If you watched my video last night, and I'll show you what it looked like. Sahil in our chat room posted this one, an idea through 17. I get that candle out of there. It was in about $1 range, but the thinking is the high of day break 17, probably give it 50 cents risk because it was in about $1 range. But the thesis is big squeeze yesterday, opening range breakout plus whole number inflection point through 17, and look what happened. Went all the way to, geez, $24.65, a $7.65 move on about 50 cents risk. There's the entry again right there. Really never looks back. So that's the kind of entries we teach, the ones that should work right away and they don't look back over their shoulder, and then all you have to do is worry about scaling out. And several of those today. What are we watching for tomorrow? Fuel cell, FCEL. The fuel cells, BLDP and plug, super strong. And this one, fuel cell FCEL, popped at 342 back here on June 10th. Put in a lower high right here at 307 a few days ago, and then also hit that same area. Actually topped out at 308 today. So over this kind of 4 or 5 day range, maybe it makes a run at this recent high, especially if the other fuel cell plays are strong. BMRA, this one's kind of interesting, kind of obscure. Had a huge move back here. But then you had a nice volume pop here, and it's been really going along sideways, but starting to curl up. So about a week ago, it hit 890, and then today kind of went back to the moving averages and then curling back up. Certainly interesting over 890. We'll see if it gives any kind of A-plus intraday setup, because as you guys know, I'm in cash every night, so we'll see. HHT. This one's kind of interesting to me because it gapped up here, slapped down. Same thing here, here, here. And then today, actually, you could argue held up pretty well. So for me, the way I look at this is you've got one of these stocks that gets slapped down every time it gaps up, every time it tries to move. But when you have that, and then all of a sudden one day it doesn't, you get some shorts caught, right? So that's why this is interesting. You've got kind of a nice little series of lower highs, nice volume today, fairly strong close. So maybe it breaks this kind of flag pattern on the daily. So I am going to watch it. All right. LCA could be a sympathy to this SPAQ, which I'm going to talk about SPAQ in a minute. I already showed you Wayne's call in it, but this could be a sympathy. They're kind of in that same space. No pun intended. An that's a hard symbol to remember. SPAQ was just a monster today on a possibly being involved in taking, I think, Fisker, which is an electric car maker, public. It's still out. I'm looking at it right now. It's 1675 now, and after hours, it's just been a monster today. So this one is kind of in that same investment space, if you will. So I definitely want to watch this one. It might get going just as a sympathy to SPAQ. And also, with that in mind, I want to keep an eye on kind of anything EV, right? Electric vehicle, because of SPAQ, all right? So tomorrow, those might be right back in play. They're kind of, you'll see a couple of them taking a rest right now. But anyway, VXRT, COVID play, kind of gotten quiet, right? Really narrow range today compared to the last probably 7 or 8 or 10 days maybe. So kind of a quiet day. It's interesting, topped out today at 850. I like it over today's high sometime tomorrow over 850. It's kind of coiling right now. So I do want to keep our eyes on that one. SPAQ I just talked about. That might help lift LCA tomorrow. There's that massive candle. Again, I don't like to really stalk anything that's already made a move like this, but you never know. Sometimes we do get a nice setup the very next day. Solo in the electric vehicle space is just kind of in the middle of its recent range. So it's nothing, it's still extended from the moving averages, but I'm going to keep a few of these on watch, so I just chose that one. SPCE, nice little breakout of probably a month's range today and a strong close. We're going to watch that for a continuation pattern tomorrow. Another electric vehicle play, AYRO. Also a couple red days in a row, but that space might catch fire again tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see what SPAQ does. Couple more. TCS could be a third day play. You had the big pop yesterday, 2 days ago. Yesterday. And then the quiet inside red day today. Sometimes you get a third day play. And then WAFU. I don't know what the news was here, but it's Chinese online education company. It's certainly worth watching because it seems to have found support, but that's not why it's worth watching. It's worth watching because in after hours, this thing went up to almost 750. It's trading at 634 as I'm talking right now. So if it does have a decent sized gap tomorrow, could be a morning gap play. And in chat, we know how to trade those. We know what the setups look like. So I'm going to watch that. We'll add other gappers to this list as well in the pre-market. Nice to be back trading, and I'll see y'all in chat in the morning.